Hey everybody, this is Blast338 coming at you live with Phasmophobia and Talking D&D, our Tuesday night live stream. We are, of course, joined by our forever DM God, Mr. Faust.
Hey everybody, it's good to be back.
And as promised, we are talking about, well, somebody who's probably in need of some decent anger management, Barbarians.
Nice.
So, with Barbarians, it's probably one of my favorite classes to play. There. Oh, hey, hello. We have a view already. Mix Night Net Mix Net. Am I saying that right? They are absolutely they're fun to play. There's a lot. Well, there's a lot more than there used to be as far as flexibility with the class.
Absolutely.
They have some absolutely amazing abilities, and they're great for somebody who's just starting out in 5e. So, all right, Mr. Faust, if you want to go through and talk about, well, start with the basics. You know, what is a barbarian? You know, what is their hit points?
Okay, so what is a barbarian? A barbarian is a unique class because it's defined by an ability called rage. A lot of barbarians say that the rage springs from a communion with fierce animal spirits. Other pull it from roiling reservoirs of anger from the world being in pain. But for every barbarian, rage is a power that fuels them in battle. Now, what this means mechanically is, starting at first level, you have 2 rages per day. And being in a rage gives you a lot of benefits. You have advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws, so you can avoid being tripped or knocked prone much more easily. When you make a melee weapon attack using strength, you gain a bonus to the damage roll that increases as you gain levels. So there's a little chart on the Barbarian page that tells you just how much extra damage you do, all the way up to an additional +4. But the biggest thing about the Barbarian is they have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. Which means any melee attacker, a lot of beasts, you're going to be very well protected from them. So starting at level 1, you kind of have a leg up as the party defender, or the tank, as some of us call them. They have an ability called Unarmored Defense. Their armor class equals 10 plus their dexterity modifier plus their constitution modifier. And you get that benefit while you're still wielding a shield. Given that constitution is so valuable for a barbarian, this can jump your hit point or your AC up pretty significantly.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, barbarians also have the most amount of hit points out of any other class, with a D12 for hit points.
That's true. And what 5e allows you to do now is, instead of rolling, you can take an average number and add it to your constitution modifier. So if you're a nervous roller like I am, sometimes taking that option is the better way to go. But let's move on to second level, where you gain a few neat abilities. And I'll just go ahead and read this text for now because I'm right on this page. Starting at second level, you can throw aside all concern for defense to attack with fierce desperation. When you make your first attack roll on your turn, you can decide to attack relentlessly. Doing so gives you advantage on melee weapon attacks using strength during this turn, but attack rolls against you have advantage until the end of your next turn. So essentially, you go into a duel with someone where you go back and forth with advantage. You can do that indefinitely.
Yeah, reckless attack is is a great ability. If you give yourself advantage anytime you want. Now, obviously, you're also giving them advantage on you, which isn't always the best thing in the world. But when you need to hit, when you need to do that damage, nothing's better than giving yourself advantage on that attack. At least in my opinion.
No, that's absolutely true. Anytime you give yourself advantage, you're setting yourself up for success. So if you do need that guaranteed hit, if you know that villain, that enemy, that creature is on their last legs and it's up to you to defeat them, well, you'd get to roll 2d20s, take the higher result, and smash them to pieces.
That is a fantastic ability. Because it happens, you get down, especially with the Barbarian being the way they are. You're absolutely right. They're the tank. They're the ones that are in the trenches that are right up close, Now, they generally are going to have a fairly high AC, because like you said, Constitution is going to be a very important thing for them. So your Constitution score is going to be right up there with your Strength score. But some of the other abilities they have just allow them to stay up. And we'll go over that stuff later.
Definitely. There's one more second level ability that I'll read off to you guys, and then we're going to transition into the primal paths. So at second level, you gain an uncanny sense of when things nearby aren't as they should be, giving you an edge when you dodge away from danger. So you have advantage on dexterity saving throws against effects that you can see, such as traps and spells. To gain this benefit, you can't be blinded, deafened, or incapacitated. It's funny, Mac. I'm a forever DM, so I don't make too many characters, and I don't know all of the abilities that every class has, not playing them every day. But this is a really powerful ability for second level. And I never realized it. So many saves rely on dexterity in Dungeons and Dragons.
Very true.
And once again, it's an instance in which you gain advantage. And any time you gain advantage, it tries to set you up for success.
Are you talking about the danger sense?
Yes.
You can't be surprised.
Mm-mm.
You act as if you are surprised. You act as normal on your turn. Like it is nice.
I mean, I absolutely can see how it'd be a little circumstantial, but for a second level ability, I definitely take it.
It is.
Now,
yeah.
let's get on to the fun stuff. Blast and I are going to be discussing what they call primal paths. It's a path that shapes the nature of your rage. Primal paths are specializations. If you took, say, a prestige class, if you're familiar with 3rd edition, or you just want to look at it as what you're focused in.
Yeah,
that's what a primal path is.
It's just your typical subclass.
Mm-hmm. I just gave it way more flavor text than I had to. All right, do you want to start us off, Blast?
I'm really anxious to hear about the one you chose. I think, well, either one of the ones you chose I think is absolutely awesome.
Alright, well, let's start with the Storm Herald one, because I was really, really surprised by it.
Okay.
So, the flavor text here reads, typical barbarians harbor a fury that dwells within. Their rage grants them superior strength, durability, and speed. Barbarians who follow the path of the Storm Herald learn instead to transform their rage into a mantle of primal magic that swirls around them. When in a fury, a barbarian of this path taps into nature to create powerful magical effects. Storm Heralds are typically elite champions who train alongside druids, rangers, and others sworn to protect the natural realm. Other Storm Heralds hone their craft in elite lodges found in regions racked by storms, in the frozen reaches at the world's end, or deep in the hottest deserts. So all of that to me, just the first time I read it, sounded really cool.
Yeah,
Primal
definitely.
magic that swirls around you. Okay, let's get into their abilities. Because this is kind of their main bread and butter right here.
Exactly.
It's called Storm Aura. When you select this path at 3rd level, you emanate a stormy magical aura while you rage. The aura extends 10 feet from you in every direction, but not through total cover. Your aura has an effect that activates when you enter your rage, and you can activate the effect again on each of your turns as a bonus action. Choose Desert, Sea, or Tundra. Your aura's effect depends on that chosen environment as detailed below. You can change your environmental choice whenever you gain a level in this class. So there are 3 different auras that you can take on: Desert, Sea, and Tundra.
Okay.
So we'll start with Desert. When this effect is activated, all other creatures in your aura take 2 fire damage each. The damage increases when you reach certain levels in this class, increasing to 3 at 5th level, 4 at 10th level, 5 at 15th level, and 6 at 20th level.
Alright, sounds pretty good.
It's not bad, it's minimal, but all of the other class features build off of these decisions.
Oh, okay.
So we'll go with Sea. When this effect is activated, you can choose one other creature you can see within your aura. The target must make a dexterity saving throw. The target takes 1d6 lightning damage on a failed save, or half as much lightning damage on a successful one.
Oh my.
The damage increases when you reach certain levels in this class, increasing to 2d6 at 10th level, 3d6 at 15th level, and 4d6 at 20th level.
What's the range on that aura?
10 feet in every direction.
Oh, okay. Well, considering you're probably going to be up close and personal with whoever you're attacking, I mean, that's really good.
That's not bad. 1d6 bonus, or 1d6 damage on a bonus action.
And that doesn't require any type of concentration or anything, huh?
Nothing. Nope.
That's pretty good. I'll take that.
Oh, I would too. Now I'll go with Tundra. When this effect is activated, each creature of your choice in your aura gains 2 temporary hit points, as icy spirits inure it to suffering. The temporary hit points increase when you reach certain levels in this class, increasing to 3 at 5th level, 4 at 10th level, 5 at 15th level, and 6 at 20th level.
Okay.
I thought that one was a little underpowered for my taste.
Well, and how many times can you do this?
Oh, every time you rage. So you have the aura that's constantly on you while you're raging.
Okay. And you can do this effect as a bonus action every time you rage, and it doesn't cost you pretty much anything.
Oh, that's true.
That doesn't sound too bad, but that's, hey, anytime you deal extra damage is always a good thing.
Yeah, very true. Very, very true. Okay, here we go. Storm Soul. This is the 6th level ability.
Mm-hmm.
This grants you benefits even when the aura isn't active, so even when you are not raging, you gain these abilities. Desert. You gain resistance to fire damage, and you don't suffer the effects of extreme heat. Moreover, as an action, you can touch a flammable object that isn't being worn or carried by anyone else and set it on fire.
You can light a flammable object on fire.
Yes.
That is awesome.
Isn't that cool?
Huh. I'm trying to think how that would really kind of help you in combat, but it's not being worn or carried.
So lay down slicks of oil and just touch them.
Ooh. That's okay.
Could make a wall of fire with it.
Yeah. I can see that. I can definitely see that. And what level do they get that?
6th.
Okay.
So it's balanced.
We've had no reports of violence, but keep an eye out.
Should I move on?
Yeah, go for it.
Alright, so this is the C. You gain resistance to lightning damage, and you can breathe underwater. You also gain a swimming speed of 30 feet.
Ooh, I like that.
I like it too. Definitely good if you have a lot of underwater combats, because if you have a swimming speed, you don't roll with disadvantage underwater.
Right.
So depending on the type of campaign you're running, say a pirate campaign, any kind of nautical theme campaign, this would be invaluable.
Definitely. I mean, and it just matches. It just seems to me like that would really match the campaign to begin with.
Mm-hmm. And now we have Tundra.
Tundra.
This is just really cool. You gain resistance to cold damage, and you don't suffer the effects of extreme cold. Moreover, as an action, you can touch water and turn a 5-foot cube of it into ice.
Wow. Now, is this just while you're raging, or is this anytime?
Anytime.
Oh, okay. And how many of these effects can you have active at one time?
They last for 1 minute each, so 6.
Interesting. So if you need to cross a river, or, well, let's say a small river, 60 feet, you can easily make an ice bridge.
That's right.
That's pretty good. I like that.
I think it's a really cool ability.
Yeah, I could definitely like that.
Yeah, I could see you doing a lot with it.
Well, like you said, you can I can, oh wow, yeah. You have somebody who says, control water or create water.
Yep.
and you soak the bad guy. You freeze him in you freeze him in a block of ice. Well, does it say anything about doing that?
That's what I'm looking for.
I mean, they had to
It
have thought of
does.
this. Oh, it does?
They
Okay.
did. Very, very specifically. This action fails if a creature is in the cube.
Aw, come on. Come on, wizards. What are you doing to us?
Somebody thought of it and made it its own sentence. That's how much they thought of it.
Oh, come on, wizards.
Oh my god, that's funny.
I'm like, they had to have thought of that. There's no way they didn't. But even still, you know, if you're prepping a combat site, you know, you can whatchamacallit, coat the whole floor in water and coat the whole floor in water and whatchamacallit.
It is difficult terrain.
Exactly. That was exactly what my thoughts were. Sorry, I have a fairly active ghost here.
No, it's fine. I can move on to the 10th level ability.
Yes, please.
Okay, so... And this is cool too. At 10th level, you learn to use your Mastery of the Storm to protect others. Each creature of your choice has the damage resistance you gain from your Storm Soul feature while they're in your aura.
So while they're in your aura, they gain the ability...
Your resistance.
Oh, all resistances? Or just like the lightning and...
Just the lightning or the fire.
Well, that's... I mean, that's fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. That's a pretty powerful ability right there.
It is, absolutely. Especially if you have a lot of frontline fighters.
Very much so. I mean, holy cow. I'm thinking you're fighting a dragon. And...
You know that breath weapon's coming.
Exactly. You can choose to be like, hey, everybody stay within 10 feet of me and you're resistant to fire.
Yep.
That's crazy.
That's the exact scenario I had in my head, too.
Yeah, that is definitely crazy.
So, Raging Storm. At 14th level, the power of the storm you channel grows mightier, lashing out at your foes. The effect is based on the environment you chose from your storm aura.
Okay.
So, Desert. Immediately after a creature in your aura hits you with an attack, you can use your reaction to force that creature to make a dexterity saving throw. On a failed save, the creature takes fire damage equal to half your barbarian level.
I'm sorry, when does this happen?
During a reaction.
Oh.
Yes,
So
all of these three abilities are reactions, which I thought was really cool.
So if somebody attacks, is it just them or is it somebody else, or when is the reaction?
If somebody hits you with an attack.
Hits you with an attack. Okay. Sorry, I missed that part.
No, it's okay.
That's cool too. I love reactionary actions. like silvery barbs. They go to cast a spell or go to attack or do a save. Nope, you're gonna re-roll. You have tieflings with their hellish rebuke. They get damaged by a creature. Guess what? Roll your dex save.
Yep.
Little things like that I think are awesome. So they nail you with an attack and you immediately go, boom, here's your... Now, are they rolling... I guess they're rolling a dex save? Are they rolling a con save? Is there any save to it, or is it an automatic?
So it's a dex save.
A dex save. Okay. Well, still, not the end of the world. Your DC is probably going to be, what, your Constitution modifier plus 8 and your proficiency modifier?
Yeah.
So... I mean, that's not bad as far as, as far as a DC save. You're right up there with wizards and pretty much everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And especially if you max out your Constitution, which hopefully you do as a barbarian. That's a very smart thing to do.
Oh, absolutely. It's actually what I'd go for first.
Well, I mean, they're getting their ability score increases just like every other class. Every 4 levels, they get their +2 to 1 stat, +1 to 2 stats, or they can take a feat. So, yeah, I guess it could be a toss-up between strength and constitutional. Which one's more important? I could definitely argue for. I could definitely see an argument for both.
I could as well.
But like, I wouldn't put like anything less than an 18 into, or maybe even a 16 into either one of them.
No, absolutely not.
If you have an 18 and a 16, it's up to you which one you want to do, but... And I guess it really depends on...
Yeah, they both have...
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say they both have their benefits.
Yeah, and there is one spellcasting barbarian.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. I just nearly pooped myself. All right. This ghost decided to go. I took my hand off the keyboard to look at my notes. Like, it ran directly at me. Okay. Yeah, I didn't take notes on that one. That one's actually a really cool subclass.
There are 2 more abilities.
Oh, yeah, totally. Go for it. I want to hear it. This is really neat. I actually kind of want to play this class now.
I kind of do too. When I found it, I thought it was fantastic. Especially these last 2.
Okay.
When you hit a creature in your aura with an attack, so when you hit them with an attack, you can use your reaction to force that creature to make a strength saving throw. On a failed save, the creature is knocked prone, as if struck by a wave.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Is this... I'm sorry, did you say this is a bonus action?
No, this is a reaction.
This is a reaction. Okay. So they hit you with this... I'm assuming they hit you with an attack again, correct?
Actually, it's when you hit them with an attack.
Alright, so you hit him with your first attack, you knock him prone, and now you have advantage on your second attack.
That's correct.
That... And when you do that, you're not giving them advantage on their next attack, which is
exactly
awesome.
And you can do this every single round.
Every single round. Wow, so it's not limited to like your proficiency modifier. It's not limited to your constitution modifier or anything of that nature. So it's you can do this every time.
Every time.
That's pretty powerful. I like that.
So do I.
Now, the other cool thing is you knock them prone, and you have any other fighters in the group. As long as they're laying on the ground, everybody has advantage. The only people that really affects as far as negatively... hey, CB, what's going on? Nice to see you, man. The only thing that really... Yeah, archers, anybody with a ranged attack, they're going to be at disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But yeah, that's awesome. I love that. And that's what barbarians do. They put people into a box and they beat them up.
Yes. That's exactly what they do. So with this next one, and to clarify, I misread something earlier.
Okay.
You activate the effect as a bonus action every turn.
Alright, well that's not the end of the world. I mean, you're not going to be able to do it the first time you rage, because raging itself requires a bonus action.
Right.
But before you make your attack the second time around, you can activate your ability, and there you go.
Right.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
No, I didn't see a problem with it either. But that was necessary to clarify for this next part. This is the Tundra. Whenever the effect of your storm aura is activated, so every turn, you can choose one creature you can see in the aura. Any one creature that you choose. That creature must succeed on a strength saving throw, or its speed is reduced to 0 until the start of your next turn.
Okay. So you're reducing its speed to 0.
Mm-hmm.
So it can't... Wow.
Yeah, wow.
It can't retreat, it can't do anything.
No, it's basically the Sentinel feat.
That is awesome. And again, anytime we can shut them down, open up shop, is always a good thing.
Mm-hmm, I agree.
Alright, let's get these lights back on. So yeah, that's a really, really nice feature. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just trying to think.
That's fine.
Alright, was there any other abilities?
No, that's the crux of it.
Okay. So Storm Herald, you're able to add resistance, you're able to do advantage, you're able to...
Have maneuvers.
Yep. Maneuvers, you're able to deal different types of damage. That is a very powerful class. I absolutely love it.
I do too. I would actually consider playing one.
Okay. Alright, give me 1 second. I'm going to be right back. If you want to talk about some of the later abilities of the Barbarian for just a second.
Different Barbarian abilities. Let's see. Now these are just from the base Barbarian class. These have nothing to do with the subclass that we just talked about. But they get some really cool abilities, and it starts with an extra attack at 5th level. So instead of just making 1 attack, they can make 2 attacks per round. Also at that level, their speed increases by 10 feet when they aren't wearing heavy armor. And we discussed a little bit about that earlier. If they're unarmored completely, you add your dex plus your con to your armor class. So if you're unarmored, you get those bonuses added to your AC. Now at 7th level, your instincts are so honed that you have advantage on initiative rolls. So if you're surprised at the beginning of combat and you're not incapacitated, you can act normally on your first turn, but only if you enter a rage. So basically, the rage keeps surprise from happening to you. Oh, this one's actually one of my favorites. 9th level. It's called Brutal Critical.
Oh, brutal
Beginning
critical is
Brutal Critical.
is absolutely amazing. It is probably one of the best features to a barbarian ever.
Agreed. Because that improves up to 3d6, right?
Brutal critical? No. You basically double or triple the damage die that you roll for a critical. So if your weapon does, let's say you're using a great axe, two-handed, double-edged great axe. It's a D12 damage. You have high-level brutal critical. You're now rolling 3d12 for damage.
Oh wow!
Yeah. Yeah, you're tripling. You triple the damage that you basically do.
And that's critical damage.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, it is very high powered. I mean, it's especially if you have a very high level weapon. Now, read the text on that, because I don't know. Are you just doubling the weapon's damage, or are you doubling the attack damage for that attack? Because if you have a paladin, let's say you multi-class into paladin and you smite, are you doubling the smite damage? Are you tripling the smite damage?
You know what? The way it's worded would lead me to believe that you could add those extra damage dice to anything you wanted to.
So if you smite while wielding a high level weapon, you're tripling all the dice that you roll.
You roll 1 additional weapon damage die.
Okay. Now, what if you have a magical weapon that does an additional, like a D6 ice damage or fire?
Welcome back. I've prepared some jobs for you.
It says the weapon damage. The weapon is doing that damage.
The weapon is doing that damage. So I would rule that absolutely that would be tripled as well.
And then what is it? Is it level 14? That actually goes to 3? You roll 3 times the die?
Let's find out here.
Hold on, now I'm back to the
3 at
lobby.
level 17.
Oh, level 17. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
2 at 13.
I knew Little Pooper's Barbarian was dealing out some pretty high level stuff there at the end.
Oh, it was absurd. It was. As a DM, I kept having to raise the hit points of my monsters so Mr. H wouldn't kill them.
Little pooper.
Yes.
So, all right. Well, I chose. I chose my two was Path of the Cannibal and Ancestral Guardians. And I'll start with the Cannibal, and this is a class that I have played personally, and we didn't go very high level with it, so I didn't get to use a lot of the abilities here. But even still, like at third level, when you pick this as one of your options, during your rage, when you reduce a hostile opponent to 0 hit points, you gain temporary hit points equal to your Constitution modifier plus the sum of the damage from the killing blow. So we talked about having a high Constitution modifier, and generally you're going to be wielding a great sword, a great axe, a big two-handed heavy weapon. At least that's kind of what I always picture, especially with this path. You're not going to bother with a shield and using a longsword. You're going to want to rip and tear and be a terror. And if you're dropping bodies, which is what a barbarian's very good at doing, you're going to regain a lot of temporary hit points that will keep you up in a combat. All-consuming rage. This is also a third level. Oh no, that was what I just mentioned. So biting rebuke, and this again is one of those reactions that happens when you get hit with an attack. So in rage, this is at 6th level. While in rage, you can make a bite attack as a free action or free reaction when struck in melee by an opponent. The attack deals 1d6 plus your strength modifier in damage. Now, if you successfully bite this person, okay, because you're still going to be rolling to attack, and your attack is going to be, your normal, your normal strength plus your proficiency, plus your dice roll. If you do manage to bite them after they hit you, they need to make a wisdom saving throw. And if they fail the wisdom saving throw, they are then frightened of you. And they must retreat at the beginning of their next turn to overcome the frightened condition.
Giving you an opportunity attack.
Exactly. And I love it because, like, if I go to hit somebody and I hit them, they stare me down and then take a bite out of my arm or, out of my neck or my face, or, it depends, I guess, what your weapon is and range. Took a bite out of my hand or something of that nature. That would be a pretty scary experience, I think.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
So this is another ability that I really like for the cannibal, is a 10th level, Heart of Enemies. Beginning at 10th level, by consuming a heart of a humanoid you have participated in slaying within the past hour, you regain your full hit points as if finishing a long rest. Now you must finish a long rest to regain the use of this feature.
Yeah, but the important part of everything you just said is that you heal all of your hit points.
Exactly. Now, if you're doing a dungeon crawl and you're not really getting, a ton of long rests, and you're getting into a lot of even little combats where you're just kind of getting chipped away at your hit points, that's huge. Being able to regain all of your hit points.
I like that a lot. A lot.
Now, they balanced it by saying, look, you can only do this once per long rest, which is kind of fair. At 14th level, by channeling the spirits of those you have eaten, you deal double crit damage on your next critical. You can do this to a number of times per day equal to the number of enemies' hearts you have eaten in the last 24 hours, and only once per turn. Now, my question, does that stack with Brutal Critical?
Yeah, do you multiply the double with the triple?
At 14th level, by channeling the spirits of those you have eaten, you deal doubled crit damage on your next critical. Now, it doesn't say you're rolling extra crit dice. Like Brutal Critical says, you're actually rolling another damage die. Because technically in 5e, when you roll a critical, it's not like 3rd edition, where you actually just automatically double your damage. Technically speaking, you're re-rolling any dice that you have to roll to make that attack. And then you're totaling that up. So on your regular attack, you can roll all 5s, and then on your critical, you can roll all 1s. You see what I mean? It's technically, if you read the book, is how they want you to do it. Now, since we both been playing since, well, Dirt was a new thing, we just make it simple and double damage.
Right.
I think it's only fair. I mean, re-rolling dice just to, I don't know, it takes the wind out of your wings. I just criticaled, yes. Let me re-roll my, my D10 or whatever I'm using for attack damage, and now, oh, I just rolled a 2. Well, before I rolled a 10. That's a great critical. That really, I really showed him. But that's just my personal opinion on that one. But yeah, it sounds like here, like if you're using Brutal Critical, I mean, again, this is what, 14th level. So by that point, with your Brutal Critical, you're not quite at 2
additional
yet.
Dice.
You're at 2 additional dice. So you roll your 2 additional dice. You've just rolled your normal attack and then your 2 dice for critical. Are we now doubling that entire damage?
We are.
Wow. And if I consumed 4 hearts, I can do that 4 times in the last 24 hours. Now, the nice thing is, it does kind of limit you. You have to have... Well, it doesn't even say here. It just says within the last 24 hours. Hearts that are eaten. Now, you have to harvest or eat the heart within 1 hour of killing the creature.
You can't store it.
Well, you can for 45 minutes.
Right.
But yeah, I like this. And when I played this class, I played it as it was a religious thing for him. He didn't want to kill. And if he did kill something, he had to... You don't kill what you don't eat. If that makes any sense. So he would take a strip of flesh or a chunk of muscle or something. And then when he sat down to eat his rations for the day, that's when he would eat his trophy or to honor that, to honor the soul of that creature that he just killed. But we never got to 10th level, so I didn't have to start ripping hearts out.
No, I forget what happened.
I think we just moved on to a different campaign.
Yeah, it does happen sometimes.
But no, I like this class. I know Little Pooper is playing this class in our new campaign, which we're starting. Well, you're starting it this week with the rest of our members, but unfortunately, I'm on call this coming Friday, so I'm not going to be able to play in person. So you're just doing a little side jaunt for them, correct? For the rest of the players.
Just a little side quest.
Okay, yeah, because we have a new person at the table. They really know nothing about the game. They joined us last week. I think they had fun. Obviously didn't turn him off completely because he's returning hopefully this week to play more with us.
I'm pretty sure he is.
And I love his idea for a character. But oh, we got the voodoo doll. Yay! We haven't seen him in a while. Alright, so you had the Storm Herald, which sounds like a really awesome subclass. I'm going to have to check that out sometime. Wow, it's not even 8 o'clock yet. So what was your next... You said you chose Beast as your second subclass.
It's not as powerful as some other subclasses, but I really like the style of it. I think for roleplay purposes, this would be amazing.
Okay.
So, little unorthodox, but let's get into it. Barbarians who walk the path of the beast draw their rage from the bestial spark burning within their souls. That beast bursts forth in the throes of rage, physically transforming the barbarian.
Okay.
So the first ability Go ahead.
So they're physically transformed. Like their form itself transforms, is what you're saying. Or at least what the description was saying.
Looks like a were creature.
Ooh. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool too. Starting when you choose this path at 3rd level, when you enter your rage, you can transform, revealing the bestial power within you. Until the rage ends, you manifest a natural weapon. It counts as a simple melee weapon for you, and you add your strength modifier to the attack and damage rolls when you attack with it, as normal. You choose the weapon's form each time you rage.
Okay. Does it
So
list different
the 3
forms?
abilities.
Does it list different forms? Oh, okay. Is it based on... I'll shut up and let you talk. I'm sorry.
So you choose the weapon's form each time you rage. So every time you go into a rage, you can choose from these 3 things. The first one is their bite. Your mouth transforms into a bestial muzzle or great mandibles. It deals 1d8 piercing damage on a hit. Once on each of your turns, when you damage a creature with this bite, you regain a number of hit points equal to your proficiency bonus, provided you have less than half your hit points when you hit.
So you regain your proficiency bonus if you bite somebody if you're lower than half.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, a little bit of healing there.
1d8 damage, which is solid.
1d8.
1d8.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's nice. That's a long sword, right?
Mm-hmm. It is.
So why would you carry a weapon?
Why would you carry a weapon?
I mean, seriously, if I was doing a D8 damage with my teeth and I'm regaining hit points, why would I use anything else?
It's a really good question. You want to hear the other two?
Yeah, please go for it.
Awesome. So next up we have claws. Each of your hands transforms into a claw, which you can use as a weapon if it's empty. It deals 1d6 slashing damage on a hit. Once on each of your turns, when you attack with the claw using the attack action, you can make one additional claw attack as part of the same action.
Ooh.
So you have the potential for 2d6 damage.
Okay. All right. Yeah,
It's not bad. It's more of a gamble, but it's not a bad gamble.
No, not at all. So you're slashing. You're slashing with both hands, each dealing a d6 worth of damage.
All of it happens in the same action.
So it's an action and a bonus action, correct?
You know, it's all the same part of an action.
Oh, okay. That's not a bad thing. So you're automatically hitting
No.
for 2d. Well, not automatically hitting, but you're slashing for 2d6 damage. All right. Well, again, that's not bad. That's not bad damage. That's definitely, you know, why would I? That's. You know, that's what, short sword territory right there.
Short sword to great sword.
That's not bad at all.
Nope.
Now, does that provide any healing, or is there any other extra ability to that?
No, it's just the extra attack as part of the same action.
Okay.
We do have one left, though.
Okay, go ahead.
And this one's my favorite. You grow a lashing, spiny tail, which deals 1d8 piercing damage on a hit and has the reach property. If a creature you can see within 10 feet of you hits you with an attack roll, you can use your reaction to swipe your tail and roll a d8, applying a bonus to your AC equal to the number rolled.
Wow. A buff to AC?
Up to
Yeah.
1d8.
Yeah, I'll take it.
And the weapon has reach, so it does 1d8 damage, and it has reach.
Okay.
You could give yourself the d8 to AC every single round.
That's not bad at all.
No.
So it has reach, so you're talking 10 feet.
Yep.
Wow. That's actually really good.
That's my favorite one.
Well, I mean, just, you know, that is for attacks of opportunity, all kinds of stuff. That's huge. 10-foot reach. I mean, that's awesome.
Okay, so 6th level, we have something called Bestial Soul.
Mm-hmm.
The feral power within you increases, causing the natural weapons of your form of the beast to count as magical for the purposes of overcoming resistance and immunity to non-magical attacks and damage.
Okay.
You can also... That's pretty good.
Yeah. It's right up there with the druid.
Mm-hmm. In addition, you can alter your form to help you adapt to your surroundings. When you finish a short or long rest, choose one of the following benefits, which lasts until you finish a short or long rest. You gain a swimming speed equal to your walking speed, and you can breathe underwater.
Huh.
Now, doing it once every short rest means you could swap these out pretty quickly to suit your environment.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of things you can do there.
The rest are equally interesting. You gain a climbing speed equal to your walking speed, and you can climb difficult surfaces, including upside down on ceilings, without needing to make an ability check.
Ooh. You turned yourself
I
into
like
a
the
monk.
upside down. Yes. Only the monks fall off.
Hmm. So they don't fall off the ceiling. They just kind of...
Gonna hang up there like Spider-Man.
That's fun.
It is kind of fun. Upside down combat. That'd be great.
Yeah. I'm thinking take a pole arm, or even you said you have a 10-foot range with that ability.
Exactly.
What's stopping you from getting up on the ceiling and whatchamacallit, just attacking from there? You know, you get a 10-foot ceiling, it's going to be pretty hard pressed to get somebody up there.
Yeah. Okay, and the last one. When you jump, you can make a strength athletics check and extend your jump by a number of feet equal to the check's total.
I'm sorry, read that again?
So when you jump, you can make an athletics check, and you extend that jump by a number of feet equal to the check's total.
Oh.
So let's say you roll a 20 on your athletics check.
Yeah.
You'd move an additional 20 feet past your normal long jump.
Oh, cool.
I'd still probably take one of the other two,
Mm-hmm.
but this is still kind of cool.
I mean, that's a... Well, I mean, if you have to jump across a chasm or something, I could see it definitely being handy.
Yeah, I was thinking about the chasm in our recent Ravenloft campaign.
Yeah. It's definitely handy to have extra range as far as jumping, anything to do with athletics.
It can come in really handy. That and acrobatics.
Yes. Very much so.
Okay, level 10. Infectious Fury.
Ooh.
At 10th level, when you hit a creature with your natural weapons while you're raging, the beast within you can curse your target with rabid fury. The target must make a saving throw, 8 plus your con modifier plus your proficiency bonus, or suffer one of the following effects. Your choice.
Okay. Your choice.
The target must use your choice. The target must use its reaction to make a melee attack
Welcome back.
against another creature of your choice that you can see.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Now, does it use its action to do that, or?
It uses its reaction to do that.
Okay. Not a bad thing.
Mm-mm.
So you can, if you got two guys standing next to each other, you can be like, yo, hit him.
Exactly.
Nice. Now, can you choose nobody? All right, well, go through the other ones. Don't spoil it for me.
Okay. The other one is just that the target takes 2d12 psychic damage.
Wow. Psychic damage. That's actually pretty huge. There's not a lot of things out there that are resistant, let alone immune to psychic damage. So that's a good type of damage. Is it just the two, or is there any more?
Nope, that's it. The only downside of this is you can only use it a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus.
And what level do you get this at?
10th.
10th level, so it's what, 4 times by that point? Maybe 3?
No, it's 4.
Is it 4? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not bad. I mean, average combat's only going to be maybe 4 rounds. 4, maybe 5 rounds, you know. Okay. Alright, so you can command it to attack somebody else, one of its allies, which is always good. Because that can start a whole nother thing, because you don't know what the dynamic is within that group. You know, if they're already on each other's nerves, and it's a possibility that team might turn and beat the hell out of that guy.
Yeah.
I've known our group has had its share of people, I wouldn't say turning on the group, but we've gotten into bickers and things in the middle of combat before with each other.
You definitely have.
You know, telling the person you're fighting, will you hold on for a minute here? I gotta slap the hell out of this person. You know what?
Oh my god.
Oh, it's a good thing that, you know, it's a good thing that Dave's character was immune to fire. The amount of fire bolts I threw at the back of his head is just something else. All right, so that's the 10th level ability.
Yes.
All right, so what are we getting higher up?
So this is the capstone ability. It's
All
called
right.
Call the Hunt.
And this is 14th level, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
At 14th level, the beast within you grows so powerful that you can spread its varieties and gain resilience from them joining your hunt. When you enter your rage, you can choose a number of other willing creatures you can see within 30 feet of you, equal to your Constitution modifier. So, if you had a Constitution modifier of 5, you could choose 5 creatures.
Within 30 feet of
You gain 5 within 30 feet.
Okay.
You gain 5 temporary hit points for each creature that accepts this feature. Until the rage ends, the chosen creatures can use the following benefit once on each of their turns.
Mm-hmm.
When the creature hits a target with an attack roll and deals damage to it, the creature can roll a d6 and gain a bonus to the damage equal to the number rolled.
Is this on every attack?
No, you can use it a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus.
But I mean for the... So when you... So I choose 5 people. All right, let's say there's 5 people in the party. I gain 25 hit points.
Right.
So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. They get an additional d6 to their damage?
Until the rage ends.
Now, is that just melee attacks? Or is that spells? Is that...
Anything. Gain a bonus to the damage.
Wow. And they can do that up to their proficiency modifier.
Yep.
Okay, so you would think level 14, you're at a 5 at that point, right?
Yes.
So they can do that with 5 attacks. So they're getting an additional 5d6 worth of damage. Saying that all 5 of their attacks hit. That's
They
maker...
don't just get 5 turns with that. That actually lasts until the rage ends.
Oh, okay. And that rage...
So...
And rage lasts for an incredibly long time at that point.
Yes, it does.
Actually, at 14th level, that is until you choose to end your rage, if I'm not mistaken. Relentless rage, if not... Hold on, let me look here.
No, you're right.
Yeah, at 11th level, your rage can keep you fighting despite grievous wounds. Oh, persistent rage is 15th level. That's what I was thinking of.
Okay.
But even still, like, with that relentless rage, just because you go down doesn't mean you're down. And we'll talk about that.
And they keep pumping out extra damage.
Yep. So everybody's dealing additional d6 for as long as the barbarian is raging. That is absolutely awesome. And his rage at that point is going to last almost an hour. So I don't think you have to worry about him running out. That's awesome. Any other features to that? Any other benefits? I'm sorry, you're kind of cutting out.
Can you hear me?
There we go. We got you back now.
All right, good. On that note, I should probably head out of here pretty soon.
Okay, yeah, it's a quarter after.
Thank you.
Alrighty.
Quick.
Well, I can go over Ancestral Guardians really quick. This is... I like the flavor of this, because it's kind of... You know, whenever you... I picture this as more of a Native American. You know, they're tied into their ancestors. They gain their strength from the people in their past. Is kind of how... you know, is basically how this is written. So at 3rd level, when you choose this path, and this is Ancestral Protectors, starting when you choose this path at 3rd level, spectral warriors appear when you enter rage. While you're raging, the first creature you hit with an attack on your turn becomes the target of the warriors, which hinder its attacks. Until the start of your next turn, the target has disadvantage on any attack roll that isn't against you. And when the target hits a creature other than you with an attack, that creature has resistance to the damage dealt by the attack. The effect on the target ends early if your rage ends. So, you hit anybody but me, you're going to have disadvantage, and your attack is only going to do half damage. Is kind of what that's saying. And for being the meat shield, that's actually a pretty impressive thing. Beginning at 6th level, this is Spirit Shield. The guardian spirits that aid you can provide supernatural protection to those you defend. If you are raging and another creature you can see within 30 feet of you takes damage, you can use your reaction to reduce that damage by 2d6. When you reach certain levels in this class, you can reduce the damage more by 3d6 at 10th level, 4d6 at 14th level. So that's pretty good there too. So not only are you dealing half damage to anybody who you're trying to attack, but they're going to be healed by anywhere from 2 to 4d6 as a reaction. Consult the spirits. At 10th level, you gain the ability to consult with your ancestral spirits. When you do so, you cast it kind of cut off here. I can't really
augury and clairvoyance spell.
Thank you. Yeah, my printer did a hiccup and like cut the word in half. the long way, not the short way. So I'm trying to make out what the letters are. Spell. Without using a spell slot or material components, rather than creating a spherical sensor, this use of clairvoyance, invisibility, summons one of your ancestral spirits to the chosen location. Wisdom is your spellcasting ability for these spells. After you cast the spell in this way, you can't use this feature again until you finish a short or long rest. So you want to do a little bit of spying on the bad guy? There you go.
This is perfect.
And then Vengeful Ancestors. This is your capstone, 14th level. Your ancestral spirits grow powerful enough to retaliate. When you use your spirit shield to reduce the damage of an attack, the attacker takes an amount of the force damage that your spirit shield prevented.
Oh god, that's force damage too.
Yeah. Which again is one of those things, like not a lot of creatures are resistant or invulnerable to. You know, that is
exactly.
You're pretty much always going to do at least full damage on that.
Yes.
And that can be what? So that's 14th level, and you're doing what, 4d6 at that point?
You are.
That's up to 24 hit points. That's 4 to 24 as far as the spread, and that's basically a reaction-free damage. And you're still getting the benefits of, well, you tried to attack that person, I'm standing next to you. Well, guess what? You now have a disadvantage on that attack. You're still only doing half damage if you do hit them. I'm going to heal them for that 4d6, and you're taking that in force damage.
Damn.
So why, as a bad guy, would I choose to attack anybody but the person standing next to me?
Exactly.
You are that tank. But then again, at 14th level, you've got 14d12 worth of... 14d12 plus your Constitution modifier worth of hit points. So you are going to have a ton of hit points right now. Plus, you are... I'll be right back. I need to go open the door for my wife.
Sounds good.
All right, sorry about that.
No worries. But I think my time here is up.
Yep. Alrighty, well, hey, it was great having you.
Oh, dude, it's always a blast.
So, yeah, hey, thanks a lot for joining us. Unfortunately, we didn't have much of an audience tonight. I don't know what's going on. So we had a couple people pop in, say hello, and they kind of left. But as always, any questions, comments, anything like that about D&D 5e, leave them down in the comments of this video, any of my videos throughout the week, and we will address them Tuesday night. So, always a pleasure. Really great conversation. Thank you, Mr. Faust, and I look forward to next Tuesday. Oh, we are going to be starting a half hour early next week. At least I'm hoping. So we'll be starting at 6:30 instead of 7 o'clock because we're going to be going over clerics. And there is a lot to go over with clerics.
There really is.
Alrighty. Any final words for us this evening?
No, I had a great time. Looking forward to doing it again next Tuesday.
Alright, well, we'll see you then.
Sounds great. Have a good night, Blast.
You as well. Alrighty. And he is out. Okay. Well, that was a lot of fun. Love Barbarians. Absolutely awesome class. They sound a little complicated, but really they're probably one of the easier classes to play, especially for somebody who's just starting out. There is multiple subclasses that we haven't even gone over. We did kind of talk about the Berserker in one of our other Phasmo and D&D nights. We have so many. But yeah, some of the ones we talked about tonight are kind of our favorites. Like the Cannibal was one I played before. Absolutely had a lot of fun. And highly recommend. Even for a low-level campaign, that is a really fun class. So I think I'm actually going to wrap it up here tonight. Thanks everybody who came by, just kind of said hello. I understand everybody's schedules are kind of busy, so you could find this video. You can find all the videos on my channel. They are listed under the Phasmo and D&D playlist. And as always, we are trying to grow this channel, and I need your help to do it. So please, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button now. And as always, don't forget to tell your neighbors, tell your friends, and shout it from the rooftops. Like, comment, and subscribe to Blast 338. Have a great time, and we'll see you at the next live stream. Peace.